Yeah, we're live, guys. Obviously, it's been a minute since we've seen you guys, so happy New Year, cuz. It's obviously been a minute, so look, let's just run with the show, man. Let me just do the intro for everyone. So, blessings for everyone to be on the show.
Happy New Year, Nat.
Yes, happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
cuz. I know.
A bit
Obviously, we've
late,
not
you know.
a bit late. I know. We've not done a pod in a minute, since the new year started. But it's a lot's happened. I've celebrated the new year in my life, of course, man, which I'm blessed about. Your daughter's obviously celebrated the new year in her life as well. So look, we've been so busy, but we're happy to be back. Cuz obviously I'm back, you're back, and yeah. What's your thoughts, man? What you got to say? It's been a minute, man. I like the flowers in the background as well. Coming through something different for 2023. I love that. So yeah, man.
No, I'm good. I'm just excited about this year, boxing, and what's next to come, really.
Yeah, of
And
course.
hopefully, we should have an undisputed heavyweight clash.
Cuz that's the dream. That's the ideal scenario you obviously want to discuss. But cuz what I wanted us to start off with, I'm sure the viewers wanted to sort of get our thoughts, just very briefly anyway. Tank obviously started off the year, got us started off. He obviously got the victory, got the stoppage. Cuz, like, what's your thoughts and what do you think about his next opponent, man? Mr. Ryan
Well,
Garcia.
boy, it's going to be an interesting fight. I can see this fight going either way. I'm rooting for Tank. I think if Tank trades with Ryan, Ryan will get knocked out. But if the advantage that Ryan's got, he's taller, he's got a longer reach, so it could be a case where Ryan might want to take some points. I understand that Ryan's faster than Tank, but if you trade with Tank, Tank might just catch you with them body shots.
Exactly.
So, for me, it's a close. I'm rooting for Tank more, but it's going to be a tough fight.
Definitely, I agree with you. It's going to be a tough fight. Obviously, Tank knows this is going to be a tough fight as well. Arguably his toughest, in his career because the pressures, the commercial value, for both fighters. Ryan Garcia is Mr. Social Media sort of in the boxing world. Tank in the boxing world, he actually sells tickets. He puts bums to seats. What they're sort of saying the promoters world. So, cause I'm just excited. Where I think fights like this, build boxing to be, back to where it used to be. When the best fight the best. There's no complications. With making some of these big fights. So I'm just hoping some of these big fights happen. Of course, we also saw, the return of Andrade. We saw Ennis as well. Like, what are your thoughts about both of them? I know you've got your views on Ennis, so
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. Andrade, yeah, most definitely. It will be interesting just to see, who his the next opponent will be. I would like to see him fighting, Canelo down the line. My man, what's his name? I forgot his name now. Ennis, no, Ennis. Yeah. I wasn't too happy with his performance, if I'm honest with you. I mean, if he's supposed to be the boogeyman, that performance will not be Crawford and it will not be Spence. I understand there may be a bit of ring rust, etc., but come on, let's be real. That performance there is it's nah. No. I'm sorry. He needs a couple of fights before he gets to fight the big boys.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of performances. I agree with you. I've personally seen Tank, do some tremendous things. I got to big up my boy Corey, man, because he's the one that brought me onto Ennis. We watched a lot of his videos, and yeah, Ennis, there's definitely talent in there. I definitely feel that he can be the next one up. But I agree with you. you know, the next fight he needs to put more of a statement on, so he could, you know, get those big fights, man. But look, we've got our first sort of comment of the day. FK Breeze is obviously saying, "Yours truly, Tre. What you saying?" So I'm just presuming it could be anything to do with sort of the Eubank or Man United losings. Don't worry, we're gonna get into all of that eventually. Don't
But
worry, we just wanted to build it up, innit? We just wanted to build it up.
bear in mind,
We've got a lot
you've
to
got
say, man. But
Haney.
big up also iBoxing Hub as well. We've been waiting to do a pod for minutes. Big up, man. And
don't forget, you've got Haney and Lomachenko. That's a fight. That's a big fight.
Yeah. You know what? We're gonna get to the prediction bit afterwards, but like you said, cuz Haney versus Lomachenko, cuz like, what's your thoughts on that? Who do you think's winning that fight? What are you saying?
This is a tough one. You know, I judging from Lomachenko's defeat, when Timo Lopez beat him, I would have to go with Haney because he's the younger, fresh cat. But you can't write off Lomachenko. You can't. You know what I mean? You cannot write him off. But I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. But I think Haney will beat him. I think Haney will beat him. Because bear in mind, just remember, people forget this. Haney was calling that Luma for time before he was even world champion.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, so I think I think this is how I see it, right? The winner of Garcia and Tank should fight the winner of Lomachenko and Haney. That's what I think should happen next.
Yeah, you know what?
Fight each other.
I agree with you. Definitely. I think that fight is a competitive fight. Of course, you got the younger cat, like you said, in the dream, Devin Haney. He's like the sort of molded new generation Mayweather in it, in terms of, you know, how he's coming into the game, him being so slick, and Lomachenko is sort of the old cat, like you mentioned, man. You know, leaving the game possibly. So I think it's a good fight, man. But like you said, Lomachenko, we can't, you know, look past what he can do, of course, man. And obviously, big up iBoxing Hub as well. He's saying Haney beats Loma with ease. So obviously, big up on that. But cuz, you know, we got a few comments, you know, top of the league business. All right, cool. It's all right. Arsenal, for now, you can enjoy that for now. So I'm still, the thing is, look, I could have been a coward and, you know, not wear my United top. I've got my Eubank hat on as well, man. Both people lost, but, you know, I'm still representing, you know, as we would, man. But, yeah, you know, of course, my reminder of United. But, yeah, look, cuz let's get into the sort of main event, what everyone's sort of wanting to talk about. Not Liam Smith and Eubank, not just yet, but let's review the card, of course, man. Big up boxer, you know, Ben Shalom, Sky Sports, big up Wasserman Boxing as well. All the guys that's involved in putting on a good show, man. Because look, we got some good fights. We got obviously a memorable one at the end. But cuz, man, I just wanted us to sort of talk about the Chris Congo fight. I think that was this very significant, very important fight, I would say. Very, very important fight. What's your overall thoughts, you know, with the outcome, and what's next for Chris Congo, man?
Boy, well, he's still got opportunity, because my understanding, this fight was for the Commonwealth and British title, right?
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, he's still the WBC silverweight champion, right? Silver champion.
I'm not even sure. What is he still?
I believe so, yeah, because I saw after the fight, I see his coach, he still had the belt on him, walking the belt. So I'm assuming so. I don't think that belt was on the line. Do you know what? I don't know. I think Chris looked good the first half. You know, he definitely looked good the first half. I don't know, man. There's just something there that's just missing. I believe he, you know, a couple of more fights, he'll be back again. A couple of more fights, he'll be back again. But end of the day, look, you know, it was a close one, but I think towards the end, towards the end, you got to give it to my man. He's got engine. He's just there's something. He's got stamina. But it was. I must say, it was close. It was close, but towards the end, my man just nicked it a little bit. You know. And to be fair to you, I actually agree with the judges' scorecard for once.
No, defo. And look, it was a questionable one, but like you said, it's still an opportunity for both, man. But you got to obviously big up the winner, man. You got to big him up. You obviously defend his titles, got the job done. He wasn't even in the. He was the favorite in the fight, to be fair, going into it, and he defended his titles, man. So you just got to give him credit, man, and big up obviously FK Breeze once again. He's obviously saying Chris looked good in the first half, but Man obviously done his thing and glue stuck to him. So look, big up. Obviously, I agree with you on that aspect as well. And FK Breeze is saying that he's silver international WBC title. So I'm guessing he's still going to keep that as well, man. So it was a good result in the end. And then we had, the man from Crystal Palace, of course, man. He's representing Crystal Palace as well. Riakpo, got the job done. Successful fourth round stoppage, I believe. Got the job done, man. Like, cuz, what's your thoughts? You called out the source. Yes. So let's run through everything, cuz. What's your thoughts?
Riakpo and the source. This fight needs to happen this year. They've been going back and forth for years now. And I think that Riakpo has actually improved, as a fighter. Him and Lawrence Okoli, it's going to be a banger. They're both knockout artists. And I just want to see, I can't wait to see it. I'm more leaning towards Riakpo, if I'm honest with you, because he's been more active. You see him pretty much all the time fighting. I understand that Okoli, he's got a mandatory challenger. He has to, defend his title. After that, then I believe that fight should happen, summer, just after summer. And that would be...
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think in that fight, I can't see it getting to points. I believe somebody has to go and somebody is going to get knocked out.
Whoo, damn. It's one of them ones. You're putting 100%. Two bombs in a ring, man. Someone's bound to just get that.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, look, Riakpo, when he first started, came up as a pro, don't get him wrong, he's still learning, but I think throughout the years, he's improved. He's getting better and better. And he's got power.
No, I definitely agree with you. And I think that fight against Okoli, against the source, I think that's going to be a big fight. Look, cuz if you've got your sort of managerial hat on, we like to do this on our pod. If you've got your managerial's hat on, what broadcaster would you want this fight to be on? And two, like, what venue would you, have this fight in, man?
O2 Arena.
O2 Arena.
And I think Boxer, because my understanding now, Okoli is a free agent. So he ain't signed to no one. So it just makes sense for it to be on Sky Sports. And it will be a pay-per-view. It'll do numbers, I reckon.
Yeah, it would. It would be massive, right? And look, we're not bringing wars or anything into it, but we've got East London, South London. It's just going to be energy, man. I don't know what team Lawrence Okoli supports, but Riakpo is Crystal Palace, so it's going to be good energy, man. I can't wait for that, man. That will be a massive fight. And look, iBoxing Hub's obviously saying the same, both with Sky and Boxer now too, so it would make sense. And also, Okoli needs to get back to fighting regularly first. So look, it's some good thoughts, man. And I think CBS should go on another route, and they should fight further down the line. So look, he's got some good points here. It's going to be really interesting. But cuz we've obviously hitting that 15-minute mark, and you know what that means, cuz we're going straight down to the main event, cuz we're going to the main event. obviously this is what everyone's waited for. Our thoughts on this tremendous event, a shocking event, of course, man. Look, let me just let people know as well that look, Eubank are supporting regardless, win, lose or draw. The company that I work with, of course, were working with his foundation for his late brother Sebastian. So look, I'm supporting him regardless, man. So that's why I wanted to pay my respects. Love the family, love obviously senior. So yeah, that's my views, man. So cuz what's your overall thoughts about what you witnessed, man? Like that was a shocker, man. Like what's your thoughts, man?
To be honest with you, it was the wrong game plan. It was completely wrong. And I'm going to be honest. Don't get me wrong. Look, the reality is a lot of people thought it'll be a walk in the park, right? They thought, yeah, Chris is just going to play around and knock him out. That's what everyone thought. But yeah, it was just a wrong game plan. I missed the old Eubank Jr. I missed the one where he just puts on you, he's punching you up. This, what I saw was more of a Roy Jones Jr. I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. I mean, look, is Roy Jones the right man to coach him? Again, I don't know. Maybe he needs his dad there in his corner. Again, I don't know. But we will see in the rematch. Well, that's if it does happen. Yeah, because it was, don't get me wrong, like, look, you got to applaud Liam. He done well. He done what he said he was going to do. Nobody believed in him, and he shocked the world. Like, yesterday's event, it was electrifying. It was big. It was big. And end of the day, what's next for Liam? I mean, he doesn't have to rematch Chris. He can go off and fight Triple G. But the reality is, everything comes down to numbers. He's been a champion already. Does he want to be a champion again? I don't know. Does he want to fight? I don't know, the likes of Kell Brook or even Connor, once he's back again. I don't know. But Eubank, that performance, nah, bro. I'll just, nah. I expected more. And not just that, not just that, right. I know when he got knocked down, the ref was counting. I think he got up too early because he was wobbling. The second knockdown, I mean, end of the day, I suppose the referee's there to protect the fighters as well. Do you know what I mean? But he should have at least given them a countdown. But hey, the better man won. Don't get me wrong, the better man won. But I just think Eubank just needs to adjust, and he needs to change his tactics, because remember, technically you're fighting a former world champion. Do you know what I mean? Liam Smith is not British level. He's gone past that.
1000% agree with you, cuz, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you were to sort of ask me before the fight, if we did a video before the fight, I would have told you that the Eubank would have taken him to the later rounds and eventually would have stopped him, because in theory you have the smaller man who's 154 pounds, coming up to Eubank who's 160 pounds, and that's his natural weight. So it just makes you think that maybe possibly the weight cut from the Ben fight could have possibly played a factor. And we obviously spoke about it off air as well about the potential problem of being inactive in a ring as well. Like, at the end of the day, you need to be sharp. You need to be constantly in the ring, because once you're in the ring, you're quite active and you're going to be sharp, man. So look, I'm not making any excuses as well, but look, the world was shocked. But look,
to be fair,
I have to shout out, sorry, cuz I have to shout out Carl Froch, man. You know why I got to shout out Carl Froch? Because Carl Froch, before the show happened between Eubank and Smith, they asked him, who do you think's winning? And he said, who did he say? He said Smith. He obviously said Smith by decision, but the fact that maybe he saw something, different to what we're seeing, it's a completely different factor, man. But I just needed to shout him out, of course, man, because I thought that was a good call.
But remember, again, obviously, don't get me wrong, no excuse. The last time Eubank fought was last year, January.
Yeah, long time.
He has technically, he's actually been inactive, and Smith has actually been active. Do you know what I mean? Again, don't get me wrong, no excuse, but back to what you're saying, boxers, you need to be active. You need to be more active. You know, every boxer's dream is to become what I'm assuming to become a world champion. So you have to be in the gym. You have to be active all the time. But that performance, wow! I was not expecting that. I honestly, I said to my wife, I said, look, you know what? If this goes to 12 rounds, it could possibly go to Smith on points. You know what I mean? But boy, you know, you got to salute the guy. The guy's humble. He's done what he needs to do. And when seeing the rematch, okay, the rematch. I've got a question. I want to ask everyone here who's tuned in.
Cool.
The results, is it going to be the same, or is it going to be a different outcome?
Oh, okay. Let's wait a few seconds to see if we can get a cheeky response on that. Until we obviously get a response on that, cuz rematch. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know, those that follow obviously our page, you probably saw a highlight reel of Eubank. You know, the past Eubank. He was aggressive. You know, he's strong. He was landing probably. You know, his output in punches were probably 100 per round. You know, he's putting in a lot. I reckon that sort of style would have been much more suited to, you know, fighting this Liam Smith. You know, it's good to have, you know, different tools in your arsenal, but the style, like you said, it was quite reminiscent to, you know, legend Roy Jones. And I just think that with Liam Smith's style, it was perfect for him. Like, you know, styles make fights, and maybe that shot was a result of maybe his style during that moment. So maybe in a rematch, we got to see him be old Chris, man, you know, throw the punches, you know, be more aggressive, you know, be in the front foot, man. So it'll be interesting, man. So, bro, obviously we've got, let's, you know what, let's just run through some of the comments, cuz, man. I just want to run through, we've got quite a few comments. So I just want to quickly run through them before we just, you know, talk about the overall outcome of the fights and what's next, man. Obviously, Boxing Hub saying he bets he wishes he bought the other 50%. You know what? It's probably one of those ones. It's probably one of those ones. I don't know why people thought Eubank was a killer or a good fighter, but his best win was against the girl. You know, that's still a very big win against the girl. He's a former world champion and also a gold medalist winner as well. So you got to give him credit for that victory. Yeah, bro. Yeah, of course he did. Yeah, of course he did. It was horrid. It was. Ben would have had up Chris. But hey, this makes this fight interesting. But the agreement is Chris needs to be more active, more fights, and it would be different if Chris needs to just stay active, training, like you said, and needs to be active. So it's just basically a repetition of what we're saying as well. Rematch, obviously, FK Breeze, big up as well. Loved his thoughts. It needs to be at Anfield. If Eubank gets rid of Roy Jones, then he could possibly win. But that stoppage is going to make him think twice about the fight. Look, we agree. iBoxing Hub's obviously saying Eubank is in a weird spot where he's too big for 160, but too small for 168. Because this is why it just makes it interesting about what's going to happen next with Eubank. Because if you were managing him right now and you had options, so first option, Billy Joe Saunders, do you take that rematch? Second option, do you take a Liam Smith rematch at Anfield? Or the third option, like you said off air, Eubank, Ben, does that happen at 160? If it's all clear, is you know free to fight. Like, what's your overall thoughts, man?
You know what? It's a tricky one. I mean, I suppose the Eubank and Ben fight will always be there, regardless of the outcome. It'll always be there, win or lose, always be there. Billy Joe, I mean, what? Billy's been out for what, 2 years?
Yeah,
and it's just like they have to build up on that. Yeah, they have to build up. Billy. Okay, put it this way: Billy needs a few more fights, at least 2 to 3 fights before he fights Chris again. I'll just say just go for the rematch. Go for the rematch, because what Chris is saying, he tweeted out to say that he was dominating him, and then until he got caught that lucky shot in round 4. So because he's, I don't know. I would say, yeah, go for the rematch. Just go for the rematch. And if he was to lose, boy, you know, you lost to the better person, and you've still got option 1 and 2, Billy Joe and Ben, and then from there, then you know, then I suppose if he loses to Smith again, you might as well say goodbye to a world title shot.
No, definitely. And look, if Eubank or anyone associated with the Eubank, you know, family, if they're watching this right now, man, one of my requests is, Pops, man, Senior needs to be about for that fight in Anfield, man. I just feel that, you know, it's nothing to do with needing Pops there and stuff like that, but you know, he pays homage, you know, when he leaps over the rope. I just think, you know, his energy being there would have given him a bit more of a, you know, a boost. And I just feel that no matter what age we're at, man, we still need, you know, certain people about, you know, especially in big occasions. And I sort of felt that, he was missed. I'm not making excuses. He lost, you know, to the better man on the night. But I'm just saying, if there's a rematch, I'm just hoping that, you know, Senior, you know, is going to be about in some form, you know, even in the crowd, or, you know what I mean, just there. Do you know what I mean?
I believe he'll be there. I believe he'll be there because I think this is it now. Some say his career's on the line, but remember, he's never won a world title, but he's a multi-millionaire. He's good. He's pretty much good. Do you know what I mean? Like he's like some would say gatekeeper, but no. He does numbers. His name carries weight. You know, he's a pay-per-view star.
It's a brand. It's a brand. It's a brand. Look, you know, got the hat right now. Merchandise, you know, got to give him respect, man. He's done his part. You know, he's had some big fights. You know, he puts out a good brand out there. You know, in terms of what he does online. So
I think all this,
give the man credit.
All this KFC talk, 60% talk, rubbish. Just forget it. Focus. Go back in the gym. Focus. And and then you know, hopefully he gets the job done.
Yeah, and look, and I hope in this Anfield fight, man, please get this shirt on again, man. Get it back on, especially at Anfield. Get it on again. And this time, instead of probably getting his name at the back, get Casemiro at the back of the shirt, man. Do you know what I mean? Get big Casemiro at the back, and I reckon he'll be ready for it, man. But cause man, let's run through the comments. We've got a few comments. I just want to run through a few of them. In fact, big up everyone that's involved, of course. Eubank Saunders 2 is a fight that we obviously want to see in the future as well. FK Breeze, big up as well. At Boxing Hub, obviously they're saying that Smith looked bigger than Eubank last night, so not fair dues. Official Sleazy is obviously saying Eubank obviously looked out of shape. His agility as well was sort of not there. He was trying to obviously be tactical with Smith, but you know, he had the inside body shot methods on smash, then coming in, you know, up top and you know, landing an uppercut, which, you know, annihilated him. Look, big up Official Sleazy as well for that analysis as well. FK Breeze is saying that Eubank Ben might even not happen because Eubank, you know, is struggling to make 160. Ben can't go up to 168, but that fight needs to happen. Cause do you think, like, before we get to the rest of the comments, do you think the weight is an issue, or do you just think that, you know, it was a good night for Liam Smith, and maybe, you know, for the rematch coming around, he's going to be more switched on and just be more on it? Like, what's your overall thoughts on
it? I think Smith, you know, he was on point. He was on point yesterday. I think Eubank probably just overlooked him, just thought, this guy's going to be a walk in the park until he got in the ring, because that was devastating, mate. That was wow. That, like I said, that was nobody was expecting that. Nobody was expecting. I always say, look, anything's possible in boxing. Anything's possible in boxing. I just go back to what Andrew Ruiz done to AJ. Do you know what I mean? So anything's possible.
Trust me.
In terms of in the rematch, I don't think weight's an issue. I mean, I just think it's just inactivity, and I just think he just thought it's going to be an easy victory. I honestly thought I thought Eubank was going to go in there, showboat, do his thing, and then win on points or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And to make it out like 50%. But I think now rematch is more of a revenge. He switched on. He's just like, okay, cool. the talking is done. Action. He's gonna literally just put it on him.
No, definitely. Look, man, big up all the comments, man. We're loving it, man. Obviously, iBoxing Hub is saying that, you know, Junior has the star quality and charisma, no doubt, but he obviously doesn't think he's a world-class fighter. Look, it's an arguable case, and look, I understand. FK Breeze is saying Andrade and Eubank, bro, at 168, you know, I just think that's not going to be Eubank's weight, man. I think 160 is his natural weight, and I think he should just you know, work on that and stick to 160, man, and conquer that first before thinking about, you know, moving up, man. Respectfully, iBoxing Hub is obviously saying Eubank wanted KFC. Smith gave him the popcorn. Hey, yo, we're loving this, man. We gotta love this. We gotta love this, man. Official Sleaze is obviously saying that the fact that Eubank, you know, his weight differs, you know, it's mad. He looked tired and you know, wasn't active, and a weight change maybe could have took a toll on him. And I was thinking maybe, you know, for the Conor Ben fight, you know, he had to go down a certain weight. You know, his dad was concerned about that as well, and you know,
because
he looked a bit, you know,
If him and Conor Ben, if that fight had happened, the result would have probably been the same as well. I think Conor would have had the advantage, would have probably knocked him down.
Possibly, possibly. You know what? We generally don't know what could have happened. It's definitely a you know, if but maybe sort of situation. But look, one thing we do have to do, man, is we have to give Liam Smith, you know, credit for his performance. You know, he was on it, you know, throughout the press conference. He was confident. I don't think the world, you know, expected that he was gonna, you know, stop Eubank in under 5 rounds. No one was ready for that. You can argue, you know, ref's decision, etc. But ultimately, I think the rematch at Anfield, you know, it makes it a juicy one. So look, it's gonna be mad. It's gonna be mad, man. But cuz,
big fight next week.
It's a big fight next week, cuz. Definitely need to. We you know what? We need to chat about the big fight next week. Lions and yards.
I've got a question for the viewers.
Right,
how do you see that fight going? Berta
BF versus Anthony Yard. Guys, like people viewing, what's your thoughts? What you're saying about the big one, Anthony Yard versus you know, Berta BF. That cause what's, you know, before we obviously wait for the viewers, of course. What do you think, cuz, man? What do you
know what? I'm going for Yard. I know a lot of people say, no, you're crazy, you're silly, you're stupid. No, I mean, end of the day, look, he's been there before, right? He's had a world title shot before. It didn't go his way. I'll probably say at that time he was, you know, unexperienced. He didn't have that experience. But now, facing defeats and that, the hunger's there. Not just that, you're going for the 3 belts. Do you know what I mean? You know, you're a younger cat who's hungry. Bear in mind, Bertabiv, you know, he's am I right in saying he's unbeaten, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's 38 years old. So the clock is ticking, but the only way I can see this fight, Yard winning this fight, is either knocking out Bertabiv or sticking it on him from round 1 all the way to round 12, because it's home advantage as well. But again, I always say this, people, is boxing, anything's possible, but I got back Yard, man. I have to back Yard.
Yeah, you know what, man? Big up FK Breeze as well, man. Big up, man. Obviously, rates Yard, trained with him as well, man. Obviously, got a promising future ahead of you, FK Breeze. And obviously, when he came down to the gym, you know, saw the blood clot power, you know, like obviously, big up. Got like that energy, man. Obviously, iBoxing Hub is obviously saying that if Yard beats Berta BF, does he go? Because I think he has to. If he pulls off that win, you're gonna have to put him in that list, man. Because Berta BF, come on,
of course.
Yeah. So obviously, FK Breeze is saying,
people look. End of the day, look. That's my opinion, isn't it? But remember, look. Remember yesterday, Yesterday, everyone's thinking, oh, yeah, Eubank's going to walk over Smith. Look what happened. Look at the outcome. Anything, listen, it takes one hit, one clean hit, and then it's night-night.
Trust me.
Put it this way: if Yard beats Bertabiv, yeah, bro, he just made history. You know, and then the mandatory challenge is Callum Smith.
Yep.
Do you know
Big
what I mean?
one. Big one.
You know,
Big one. Big one. Big one. Big one. Absolutely
so
big. Yeah.
I'm excited for next week, but I have to back Yard, bro. I have to back Yard. Don't get me wrong. Look, Bertabiv, yeah, he's nuts. Don't get me wrong. He's yeah. He's the man. He's the man. Bertabiv is the man at the moment. I would like to see Bertabiv and Bivol. That's the fight everybody wants to see for the undisputed. But unfortunately, you know, with politics and boxing, etc., ain't gonna happen straight away. But the backyard.
You know what? Cause you already know me, man. You already know me. East London. I got a back, man. Lions in the camp in this one, man. I just think that, you know, he had that experience, you know, with Kovalev, learned a lot from that. You know, Tunde's learned a lot from that. I'm sure they've, you know, they've looked at that situation and they've, you know, made the adjustments needed. And, you know, against another Russian, get the job done, man. So I reckon it's sometimes the stars are aligned, man. And I reckon this could happen, man. So we obviously have official Sleazy saying that he thinks Yard personally should keep his distance, come in, you know, with a couple 1-2s, then back off, play it smart, apply the pressure on the third round, then you know get back into because man. So big up official Sleazy for that, man. That's good points there as well. And FK Breeze is saying, just before you say it, cause FK Breeze is saying if Yard beats Bertabiev, it's an upset, but he thinks Yard can beat Smith. So, Kazman, what was you literally just about to say? So to cut you off.
Yeah, no, I was just saying exactly what Sleazy said. Sleazy, sorry. Look, you have to avoid trading with Bertabiv. The way I see, the only way he can beat Bertabiv is if you try to break him down each round, because you're faster than him, right? But obviously, I know Bertabiv's got power. Don't get me wrong. So that is just the only way. That's the only. It's going to be a tough fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this fight is going to be easy. No. It's going to be tough, but you just have to be switched on. You have to be switched on, and I believe he gets the victory. If not, if it goes to 12 round and it's a draw, I'm still happy. Do you know what? You've done what you need to do. Didn't get a win, but hey, you know, it's going to be a tough one. But I believe, like, boy, Lions in the camp, innit?
Lions in the camp. You know what? Just before we go, man, I just want to run through this last comment, you know, with FK Breeze. Look, big up all the viewers once again. I know we've been away for a minute, but we're back and we're going to keep, you know, bringing content into the boxing world. It's honesty and nothing but good love, man, you know, with the community, man. So big up. Obviously, FK Breeze is saying, I was analyzing Bertabiev, and there's one key thing he obviously noticed. You can trouble him with footwork shift. Amateurs love doing this against stronger fighters and get in with punches and get out. So this is coming from an amateur boxer who obviously knows his stuff, man. So obviously big up FK Breeze. But Yard has very limited amateur fights naturally against, you know, Bertabiev, who, you know, he's fought Usyk twice, you know, in the amateurs as well, man. So big up once again, guys, man. Thank you so much, you know, for tuning into the show. We've obviously missed, you know, doing what we do. It's good to obviously be back. Cuz, look, you've got the opportunity, you've got the platform here to just sign us off. Actually, before we just sign off, I just wanted to say, guys, man, those that follow me, just make sure you you know, look out in my stories. Obviously, there's events that you guys could, you know, go to, you know, through Ticket Pass. We obviously have boxing events throughout the whole year, so look out, stay in tune, and yeah, most of the tickets that you purchase through our platform goes to a foundation of your choice. And one of the foundations is obviously Eubank's foundation. So big up, man. So, Kaz, man, what was you literally going to say just before we?
Yeah, one more fight. You've got well, I believe it's going to be announced this week. Sorry, next week. What's his name? Tommy Fury and Jake Paul.
Woo! Oh, cuz you know what? It's actually good that you said that before we went. You know what? F it, man. We're gonna be on a bit longer. Cuz, what's your thoughts about? Yeah, come on, we need to like. It's Jake
Listen,
Paul, it's Tommy Fury. What's your thoughts, man? What you saying? What you saying?
for me, I have to go with Jake Paul.
Woohoo! He's
Yeah,
gone with the YouTuber. He's
yeah,
gone with a few YouTuber.
yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Jake Paul.
Yeah.
My reasons why I go with Jake Paul is because Jake Paul's on it. I don't know if Tommy's on it. I mean, how can I put it? Okay, Jake Paul, people say he hasn't really fought a boxer, but then Tommy just fought journeyman. Do you know what I mean? And I just something tells me, okay, Tommy obviously, look, he's a Fury, innit? He carries the name Fury, but he's not Tyson Fury. Do you know what I mean? He's not Tyson Fury. So it's going to be interesting just to see what will happen. But I think I think a lot of people underestimate Jake Paul. I mean, I even think now, at this present now, Jake Paul will probably beat KSI.
You know what? I have to put this comment up because man, you can relate with this, man. Oh my days. What did you in Doggone big up FKB, man. You know, man. You know.
Boxing is entertainment, yeah. I love it. It cracks me up. But I just honestly think Jake Paul, he's a problem. Jake's a problem. You know, Jake Paul's a problem because, like, look, Jake Paul, he's been calling out Tommy for time. This flash time ago. Obviously, I know I always hear excuses, etc., but I believe it's now going to happen. And okay, all right. My question to you guys is: if Tommy loses to Jake Paul, is his career over in boxing?
It's a good question, man. It's a good question. Obviously, official sleaze is obviously saying that Jake Paul wins, you know, which is understandable. Tommy's obviously getting 2.5 million for this fight as well. It's just, you know, iBoxing Hub is saying yes. That's the answer to your question, cuz man. That is the answer to your question. Yo, I can't lie, boxing 2023 is gonna be absolutely crazy. And look, iBoxing Hub is finishing up with this. John Fury said that Tommy will retire if he loses. So, boy, look, FK Breeze is saying should change his surname, cuz. Yo, this is absolutely crazy. You know what, guys, man, it was absolutely good to, you know, do the show again, cuz. How you going to sign us off?
Sorry, one more thing. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm just too excited.
No, that's it. We're back. We're back in it. So let's do this.
I don't know when they're going to announce it, but I've been told that AJ is now training. His new coach is what's his name? Derek James. The coach
and Charlo's coach,
yeah. Now, my issue is that apparently AJ is going to be fighting. Okay, I don't want to, you know, sound disrespectful, but a top 15, somebody who we don't really know.
Yeah.
Because he has to rebuild and warm up. Me personally, I think that's nonsense because from when you're a former two times heavyweight champion, I'm not saying go straight back into the deep end, but you should fight somebody more credible. Like I've said this so many times, Eddie Hearn should just run it back, AJ and Baby Miller at Madison Square Garden. Boom.
Run it back.
What's your thoughts, people? Agree or disagree?
I agree, man. I agree with that massively. I can't lie, man. You've called it. You've called it for a minute. Miller, you know, versus AJ, Madison Square Garden. They should just name that Redemption. Do you know what I mean? Ooh, we've got
disagree.
Disagree. You know?
Disagree. Okay. Boxing Hub, please. I want to know your thoughts. Why? And that's another thing. Sorry to quote there. He might be fighting Jermaine Franklin. Again, no disrespect to Jermaine Franklin. Why? He just lost. Why? Bro, just look. Guys, deep it, right? Let's just deep it. This guy was a world heavyweight. He's a former 2 times world heavyweight champion. Yeah. Now, what does he need to rebuild? Yes, I know he's got a few things he needs to change, whatnot. But bro, from when you're a champion or a former champion, you don't need to fight people top 15 and whatnot. Come on. Okay. If a top 15 person beats him up, am I right in saying his career's done?
Yeah. You know what? It's true. No, you're 100% right. Look, AJ's next fight needs to be someone. Oh, he's saying it needs to be someone. But it's just like, man, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, man. Sleaze is obviously saying 100% as well. He agrees because it's a bit mad. It's a bit mad, the scenario, because I get where you're coming from. Because
look, this is what
you're champion, you should be able to, but we don't know.
This is what I'm hearing. This is what Eddie Hearn said, right? AJ's going to fight in April, yeah? And then hopefully fight again in summertime, fight Dillian White, a rematch. It'll be a stadium fight. And then after that, he'll fight the likes of Fury and Wilder. Wilder's coach has made it clear and said Wilder and AJ is not going past 3 rounds.
That's how Wilder's he's gonna go in there with smoke, man. He's
Fury,
on redemption season.
Fury ain't interested. He ain't interested, bro. Like I said, if I was Eddie Hearn, I know you're trying to play it safe here, but look, listen, forget this top 15 guy. Throw him in with Baby Miller, or Joe Joyce, or even Daniel Dubois. Come on.
Yeah. Just throw him in there, man. Throw him in there, 100%. Obviously, official Sleaze is agreeing with you. Because I agree with you fully as well. Look, AJ, we got to put some respect in his name. He's a 2-time, world champion. He's not like an upcoming, prospect anymore. He's an ex-champion now, man. So he needs to be back on that redemption season, man. So get him active again. Get him in a mix between the fighters, who have sort of mandatory title shots, and let's get it mixed up. Let's get it going on. So, FK Breeze is obviously saying Wilder will smoke him, and AJ could beat Joe Joyce. Cause I think this topic is gonna make us, go continue, of course, man. But cause look, it was so good to obviously have this, this pod with you again. Next week, guys, obviously we're going to be back to review, obviously, Berta BF and Yard, of course, man. But guys, wishing you all, good evening. Hopefully you all have a good evening, cuz you know what to do. How you going to sign us off for the show?
This is it, people. Happy New Year. I know we're late. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We're here every Sunday at 7:30, and just have a blessed week. We're out.